damage
Okay,
output.
let's get into it, guys. Game one.
You know, it's funny now that
Sentinels,
the new hit
Nemesis.
Essentially the strategist too that's playing more technical heroes.
Now listen, Nemesis are super fucking good, right? Amadian is crazy. Melo's crazy. Crazy Man put up an insane performance yesterday. Okay, so we got the Ember bands, mag saves, torch bands, pretty standard.
A lot of teams are scared of that
and a
hero.
Loki
Coming into
ban
today, though, the Loki and the Mantis are banned
Sentinels.
for Team Nemesis, or from Team Nemesis side. They don't want to play against Sentinels in that triple res composition. We've seen how good they can be, and they protected Cloak and Dagger. I know Nemesis love that hero with Mr. Dinks.
I think if you let them have this Loki, I think you're just asking for trouble.
Man,
they've let the Loki through. I don't know about this one.
It's banned at the same time.
I don't know about this one.
Then a ban, and then another double ban, and then it's kind of the same
I
thing.
wonder,
Except
we're on
flipped,
Krakoa.
On the other side. So if you're
I
wondering
wonder
how
what
that
they're
goes, and
thinking
they're
here.
not global bans. So as you see, Team
Do you
Nemesis
think about a
cannot
res
play
strat, maybe?
Mantis, Loki, Human Torch, or
No
Emma.
Mantis though, so you do you a semi-res strat?
Exact thing. However, the protections were at least a little bit maybe interesting in
That'd
terms
be kind
of
of interesting if you're planning on running a
Captain
Star-Lord
America protected
Ultron.
alongside Magneto for Team Sentinels.
Because the drone could just, you could just pop the drone on Star-Lord and let them go crazy.
Nemesis, we've had the discussion, not afraid to run more unique things. We'll see if
and we've seen Adam Warlock just be
as we press into the
like
rematch
so fucking ridiculous.
The...
Hey, hit the button. This button. Do it. I was gonna think of something funny to do, but you know, if you enjoy the content, just subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more Rivals games, a lot more Rivals content in general. And I don't really have anything funny to say. So enjoy the games.
Yeah, I think triple, as long as you got the Ultron, right? Ultron, just so much burst damage, and we will see success here. I'm sure Nectar, last time I had eyes on Nectar.
Yeah, this Ultron has been fucking crazy, actually.
When you have the least of times of being KO'd,
they've gone for the Iron Man on right, which is kind of cool.
Everything at this level of play. Melo on
and then Amadian, no surprise on the Hela. If you guys know Amadian at all, they are an unreal Hela player. Like a truly disgusting Hela player. And if they're running double flyer, it makes sense to try and counter it, right?
Sentinels 2-0, Melo on the off angle here. There are a lot of pressure as Scatter finds Amazing out of the sky.
So early prior for Nemesis.
Trying to sustain build up towards that Ultron ultimate, but they just cannot right now. Melo perfectly timed that dive.
Frames
also
just
had that
1v1ing.
Snowflake Amadian also on the Nectar, and this is probably the best round.
Melo has no fear. Holy.
As you can find those picks, you can kind of play in the open. Sentinels,
yeah, I was wondering if we were going to see the switch,
there.
and Ryan
you had the
immediately
team up
switches
as well
off the
with the
Iron
Ultron
Man.
to give a little bit more healing towards that hero, but Ryan Amazing is going to swap over to that Bucky for the counter dive. We'll see if that's the adjustment.
It's a good way to try and deal with the Psylocke as well.
I mean, we saw on the other side, 100 Thieves tried something similar versus FlyQuest, but FlyQuest is also running triple on their side. Team Nemesis,
you know they're going to be dashing in with this Cap Psylocke, so
very close to a 6 stack of ultimates. Out goes the Meteor from Scatter. Does not connect Nectar, launching the Ultron's Rage as well.
Kind of got them stuck in this room, so looks like they're going to walk it out now with the Lunar Ult, get themselves on site. There you go, Scatter with theirs. There's a much nicer timing for Nemesis, I think. Oh. Huge from Amadian. Holy.
Put a ton of damage out. Will they be able to follow up? Not quite yet. More damage from Amadian. Amadian, like we said, great iframe to avoid the Meteor M, putting some damage onto the Vanguard line of Sentinels.
This Hela has no fear. What?
Back and forth.
Thank you guys, Amadian as well. Here we go.
Shot from him. Here comes the
crazy freeze.
What a freeze, by the way, but
crazy freeze. Still gets the reset though.
How
the fuck did he still get that reset?
Up with that freedom charge. Found the eliminations required, and Team Nemesis are sent back to spawn.
This is what I need to be like on Soldier.
Yeah,
they did got a lot of percentage during that fight though. So nice from Nemesis, good start.
If they get that ult advantage and win one more fight, it's a teleport play away from a W.
One teleport away as well, for sure. And now
Nectar does have ult. This could be the big changer here.
Give up a little bit of that space top left high ground as Nemesis. They're trying to like group around, right? It's sort of easy to tank these flank angles like Pros mentioned.
Dinks and Scatter both about to have their ults.
As a unit, and now here comes that dive.
Yeah, Mello consistently
Aramori just a little bit off, but Melo's so free in the back.
Scatter on a Crimzo, a nice early find again by Scatter, back-to-back in these fights. Meteor M did not find any purchase. Nectar.
The Ultron ult mainly been used to keep everyone up, but it's not enough. Oh, they just wiped them actually. This is gonna have to be a TP in. This is gonna have to be a strange TP in.
About at 90, we're gonna win at 90% in Sentinels.
Oh, it might be too late.
They are. I mean, right now, it's looking like the only way to really counter the dive with a triple strategist
and
composition
Nemesis
with the Mantis.
Looking good. The Psylocke looks like a problem, honestly.
Fantastic strategist ultimate. Unfortunately, Ultron's ult not enough to live here. Here comes an ultimate as well.
Straight over the top, Mello goes.
A lot of damage coming through on a
Someone's got a touch.
Yeah, Mello, great damage there.
Nice to dip back into that portal, though, and heal up and come back out.
By Cap. Just a very difficult hero to drop when cooldowns are off in the sky.
Oh, how did he live, Crims? Oh my god.
Team is trying to group now.
They're doing such a good job of taking this Heller out.
Here comes the Kraken impact.
Here goes right. He's got an ult.
Dinks goes down, and that's the key. If you can hit a ton, as long as anyone.
But no one's touching. Ooh.
They will get KO. Down go 2 as Amazing finds another, but no reset.
Just fucking dome, dude. Oh, Rai's just doming everybody.
I mean, they definitely could have used it, but luckily Ricky was in that spot.
And somehow the tanks are staying alive.
Sentinels are going to reclaim the objective, like you said, Shiv. They just kind of got separated, got smoked by Amazing in that ultimate. Right now, Sentinels are sitting pretty on the objective, but they have to worry on their defense now, as they only have that Ultron ult ready to go.
It's difficult, isn't it? I think they've got to win 2 more fights back to back to take this. Maybe one if it's a really long drawn out fight.
VP did very well with the Mantis, with the triple res, with the Atom. Felt like it was easier to sustain with that composition. At least with the
if Nemesis take their time here, then it's gonna come down to one fight in the ult economy, right?
With the damage boost and stuff.
Nectar's got theirs. Aramori's on 70, not too far away. Scatter Dinks working up.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they're waiting for, right? I think this is smart from Nemesis. They're just going to try and build up a couple of ults. At least get one support ult, right?
Capped by Nemesis, Sentinels waiting it out and then turning around Mello. Once again, trying to find
Mello's just been so irritating. Oh, forces out the lamp. That's a big cooldown. Oh, that's a big cooldown. Aramori gets a nice kill on Crazy Mang, though. Here we go. It's all to play for in this one fight.
And it's alt advantage for Sentinels. Will they be able to hold this down and take the first
no resets for Rai.
Amazing is ready. Not able to get anything just yet. Out goes that.
Mello also doesn't get anything.
Did not find any value there either.
But look at the health bars. They're so low. Nice bubble.
As we see,
oh, what a stun. Was that Madian that stunned?
And now Sentinels playing around their dance floor, able to find
they get Madian though. That's a big pick. That's a big pick.
Right now, Sentinels were trying to get eliminations through those shield cutoffs, but could not from Techie. It was really
Techie's playing a dangerous game. Oh my god, Techie playing on the fucking edge right here, and I think they've got it. Oh my god, Sentinels.
Sentinels.
Oh, they played that on the edge, did they? There was some small little moments that could have changed that. Could have changed that map very easily.
A mini stun, I believe. So maybe a lesser used part of the kit at this level.
But I mean, that hella mini stun put them in a bad spot, right? So Madian then suddenly was just in the middle of everybody, and they just got sent on by Crims and Techie. Dude, Aramori and Kurova as well do such a great job of keeping each other up. Mello was just like poking the fuck out of them in this backline.
Matter. They just walked up, and you talked about earlier, Shib, how lethal.
Also, I mean, look at Dinks on the flip side, 20k healing
able to do so much damage downrange, able to support his team as they walk
forward. Putting in a huge amount of work on the healers on both sides. I mean, this is still this is closer than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Nemesis putting up a good fight. Oh, what is that TP? Oh my god, what TP is crazy. What? What? Dude, that timing was so close to just sending it on them. Big Agamotto. Oh, they can't quite get crazy though. Rai gets Mello. There's a big pick.
Him up in that fight. Did not expect that. Well played.
No, I didn't expect that either. And now Sentinels on the objective, forcing away Nemesis. Mello gone out of the fight. Not ideal considering the dance.
Nice. Oh, what a freeze! Oh, what a freeze from Kurova. Holy shit. That was looking real good for Scatter. And here goes Right. Doesn't look like they're getting the resets though. Yeah, oh, they are. Animadian goes up.
So much damage, crack and impact, forcing a Hella ultimate in the sky.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just bursting. They're doing such a good job of dealing with that Hella roll. And is this just the Winter Soldier outputting that damage on the Hella roll? Because that's the third time they've done that. Amadian goes up and immediately gets taken out.
Sent back right now, slowing down the game a little bit. His team,
or taking gets in their face and then gets taken out.
Same thing
so
with the side
no value from these ults from Amadian really at all.
They'll be able to surround Sentinels right now who are stacking as a unit, right? You do have some members in terms of Crimzo looking around the map trying to.
And I think that kind of thing is a lot easier when you're calming, right? And saying, kill the Hella, kill the Hella.
He doesn't have that triple strategist that Amazing does.
Try that shit in ranked, you're just going to get sent on.
Yeah, it's been difficult to see all these strange ults be canceled when we just came from a map where strange ults were super impactful early on there. So you're seeing all the ability of this back.
Feels like Melo's having a really hard time as well at getting into this game on the side
of Nemesis with Craze trying to keep the team up with that.
There's one. That's a big pick. Now he goes. That's a big Agamotto. Nice. That's a big one. That's what you want to see.
Using that shield like we were talking about before. Strange shield can block healing from things like Luna Snow. So great idea. Not able to find
Melo has an ult as well. I think this is just a back out, right?
Again, it looks like Nemesis maybe taking this point right back.
This is a back out angle for Sentinels.
Take it back. Stratus also now caught out on the backside. Have to take a portal to their team. Nobody else really chasing except it looks like the Captain America as Kraz went down actually because he took that portal.
Nice take, 55% on the clock.
The portal of demise for it looks like him, but
Melo with a good stagger.
Captain America's kind of struggling.
Crimson has been caught out a couple of times now.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of value with Cap over these last few days. Seems like he is taking a place back in the front of the meta, at least with how the pros are playing him. But in these last few games, at least, it has looked a little difficult to get
a lot of ults on both sides.
Up in the sky,
and again, Amadian just absolutely been ruined, and a good freeze on Techie. Anything you can do, Kurova, I can do better.
Good freeze indeed. Here comes
Melo on the backside. How did they get Aramori in the middle of that?
Aramori going down in that Fate of the Worlds. Here comes Agamotto. Does connect on Nectar as well. So right now, Nemesis, they're putting themselves in a pretty big lead as Amazing.
Yeah, this is really nice from Nemesis, actually.
Right now, they're sent back to the spawn again. Team Nemesis played that phenomenally around Skip.
Nectar swung into the
fireworks. July 4th coming up, Shun Shib.
Interesting.
By the way, just want to point that out.
No ults though.
That could have been a very different story.
Nemesis have the point, and they also have a good amount of ult economy, so this is tough for Sentinels.
Right there from Ricky completely could have changed that fight. Just that freeze alone.
They're gonna need a pick or two.
Techie, who is now forced to switch heroes and lose a little bit of ultimate charge there. So a ton of value on stuff that won't be on the scoreboard.
There's the pick.
Doesn't tell the story.
One for one though. Nectar goes down.
Taking out Nectar here as Nemesis is now playing hyper aggro, and they want this to be a 1-1.
I mean, it's 88.
0.3 on domination, and Nemesis is really showing up with an ult advantage here on the side of Ricky.
And they know it as well. They know they've got a touch.
Advantage, but we'll have to worry about Techie and Crimzo trying to block off those heals.
And we know they're going to touch it. Crims gets that point started.
Sentinels don't have that to match.
Crimzo going directly onto that off angle to try to keep the team healthy.
And that's Kurova gets Scatter. That's a big one.
Cleans that up onto Scatter. Up in the sky we go again. Amadian trying to find value there with that Goddess of Death. Not able to get too much, and he gets
Nectar gets Amadian though. That's a big pick.
Strong role now on Sentinels has been.
And I mean, once these ults are down, Nectar's going to go crazy with the Star-Lord ult if they can survive, but they get taken out. I don't know what they're doing standing in the middle there.
Who turned this around, the 5v6, and now we're ahead. Ultimate out for Kurova. By Amazing and Nectar both holding on, but Nectar is down. Kurova finds Pickett, and so does
He's trying to wait on that as much as possible. But man, they've pulled. They've just left them on the point. And what are they doing? What are they doing?
Touch, no, or was that? Yes. Oh my God, they didn't touch.
They all just TP'd and then just left the two tanks alone. I think there's a couple of fuck-ups there from Sentinels. And that's easy for me to say looking down, right? I think it was a little bit greedy from Nectar, if I'm honest. Jumping in as the Star-Lord just in the middle of everybody when you know you've got your ult to play off. Like, you want to be playing off-site. You want to be playing off there. Make sure you don't get picked off and use that ult. Because that would have been so huge. Once those supporters were down, Nectar could have taken that solo.
It seems like Nectar is struggling to find his place in this map right now. I mean, on the Star-Lord specifically, I think that, like you said, he's able to find those eliminations, able to go with those blasters, but unfortunately for him, he's just not been able to kind of synergize with the team right now. We'll see what happens on this upcoming one. I mean, he was on the Ultron earlier and kind of was a very good.
I mean, I guess the saving grace is maybe Nectar can pop it early now while there are no support ults and get this early point take for this one.
Yeah,
Obviously, he would have rather just taken the 2-0, and here we go. Immediately goes.
So here we go, trying to find some sort of that bubble. 55 HP per second, essentially a counter.
Okay, gets a medium. That's a good one. At least there's one.
Puts numbers up in their advantage early on, and that's what you need to do right now.
Two supports pocking each other. Mello on the backside though gets Aramori, and then Rai goes crazy. Oh, but look at Mello, dude. This Psylocke is scary.
So strong.
Yeah, I mean. Good pick off there from Mello, and I've been like I've mentioned earlier, very impressed with this man in terms of his improvement or their improvement right now for this team. Team Nemesis, Mello.
Both caps have ults.
Kind of come back together around Kraz.
No one else
does have that freedom charge. Same thing with Crimzo on his side, so it's even across the board. Gonna have to worry about that Eyeball Gamoto, but it should keep everybody healthy in terms of having that freedom charge. So more than likely, Techi's gonna have to hold on to his ultimate mid fight, where a Scatter I think can go.
Techi's not too far away. Aramori, Kurova, both not too far away.
So aggro and aggressive, and it's so fun to watch as you see him just trying to annoy the backline in the off angle. Spin again by Nectar, a combination that is very strong. That bubble with the spin helps get that Galactic back really quickly.
Mello nails him though. Rai finishes off Scatter. That's a big kill. Oh, here goes Rai. That's a nice Hela ult though.
Goes the Goddess of Death. A ton of damage out, but right back into the crystals. Great placement there. Well done by the side of Sentinels.
Oh, how did he sneak that past the cap? What? What a fucking shot.
Yeah, Portal now coming back in from Scatter, but
dude, this guy's a monster on Soldier.
Gonna have to play heavily around this Luna Snow on the backside of the point, but one shot.
Oh, I mean, he's just untouched, isn't he?
Kraz as well. And this is looking pretty much.
He's just fucking untouched.
I mean, they don't have Portal. They won't have that for the retouch. They do have ultimates at the very least, and Sentinels, they're struggling keeping Nectar alive. I know that he's just kind of meant as like a distraction. Whenever he kind of goes in, dashes around, forces focus away. A little bit of a peek.
They've got time to run it in, I think.
On the left side, that's the big brain gameplay behind Sentinels.
But they're gonna have to probably sacrifice someone to touch here.
Coming through in the choke point, having ultimates ready to go. They do have.
Oh, they can just TP over the top, I guess, is what they're looking for.
So if they mess this up, I mean, it might be pretty much over for Team Nemesis.
Yeah, I see
96.
Right now.
There they go. And there's the touch.
But like you said, ultimate advantage here. Big ults by the
way. Nectar's just going to go over the top. And there's the... oh, what a dash. Dude, that dash time was crazy, by the way, to avoid that Agamotto. Nice from Nemesis, though. They pulled it back. They do get the point, so at least they can start building.
Feel free to release it at any range to get max damage, and it especially pairs well with that ultimate where you can hit the soul and clean up. So great damage outsourced.
And they're going to have the cloak ult as well, I think,
who just ran them back. Once again, Sentinels now have ult advantage.
Now they do have ult advantage, so they've got 4 at least.
1 for 2 was Team Sentinels down.
Right, Crims, Teki, Aramori, they've got a lot of tools to play with here.
4 more ultimates through Dinks, through Kraz as well, and same thing for Sentinels, right? They have Aramori, they have Kurova, so they're going to hope to find some eliminations with the Amazing and his ultimate. Kraken Impact could go big because you can get eliminations even through Shredder's ultimates with it.
Yeah, there goes Crims, but Rai goes down. That's a big pick. There's the cloak ult. Oh, he gets him? What? How the fuck does Teki get that? Holy shit, what dunk. What?
Unless they can really dance here. No, they cannot. And that should
be good, Jet. Oh, good. Dude, that's a crazy dunk.
Just going to be a staggered touch.
Okay, and they take it. They take it. Dude, Teki just fucking won that game.
Game 1.
Teki just won that game with a crazy dunk.
I imagine
27-6.
So right now, Nectar kind of played his role perfectly.
I also think Amazing did such a good job of dealing with Amadian, right, on this Hela. Every time Hela tried to get anything, I mean, 37k damage for Amadian, like, God, they put in a fucking performance, right? But the ults just felt like they did such a good job of dealing with it, right?
Right, for Sentinels, they'll get picked off randomly. Like, we'll see Amazing get clapped by Ricky, but it's
50% accuracy on a Bucky is crazy.
They just constantly handle that pressure. Ultimate advantage for Sentinels, and overall just really good fundamentals through that team currently. And Team Nemesis have to regroup for this next map, but I think we're
yeah. Honestly, it was close though. That definitely could have been Nemesis's game easily. So I mean, there is a world where this is not a 3-0 wash, right? Sentinels do look really good, but Nemesis put up a fight, so there is a world in which they can definitely take games off. It comes to these very small moments, as it always does in Rivals, right? A pick at the right time, a misstep, a good ultimate, a good media to finish that game off, you know? Comes down to these micro moments.
Especially after that 2-1 domination W.
Oh yeah, I mean this is going to be a banger for sure. We'll see how the bans adjust as well. Usually in close series,
yeah, that
like
fucking media right there saved it. Honestly,
because
to map 2,
I'd be pretty surprised if we didn't get Blade as the first hero in season 3.
Best of 3, like has been previously shown. And just a recap here: Sentinels took this match 2-0 last time these two teams met, and we're diving into bans.
Alright.
Ban phase, Emma on both sides.
Let's get into it. Game 2.
It's interesting how I think the difference.
I'm good,
compared
I'm
to
good.
other
Very
regions,
tired.
I think that North America keeps
We're coming
doing
towards the end of a
first.
very long 4 days of streaming.
Based on what
we've been going for 9.5 hours today.
Pick, so it kind of creates this weird meta among metas where the Emma ban or the Mag bans come later as well, because you kind of know they're going to.
So I'm honestly kind of looking forward to a bit of a sleep in tomorrow.
I mean, it does make sense, especially if we look at, I imagine, win rates for Emma at Frost as well.
Although I don't get
Seems
too
like
much
she just wins a lot of games in the Ignite series, so it's tough to argue about how good
I
the
do
hero
get my
is,
sofa back.
As we pass through the first phase of the bans,
I get my
now
sofa
we head
back.
into that double ban, looking pretty normal so far.
At the
right?
moment, I've got a massive desk in front of my sofa, so I haven't been able to use my sofa for about 2 months. Someone is coming to pick it up tomorrow, so yeah, I'm in BST, so it's just after 2 o'clock in the morning for me right now.
Yeah, that cloak and dagger
Torch ban makes
been a
sense on
staple
both.
for them, and it's interesting that Luna Snow
again,
hasn't been touched so far, considering
no
what
Loki
Sentinels
ban.
were doing with that, and same thing with Nemesis. So both teams liking that Luna Snow and not really committing any bans towards it. Meanwhile, Sentinels
pretty
getting rid of Wolverine
samey.
as we head to Araco instead
Nothing,
of Clintar, which Nemesis
crazy.
previously
The group
chose.
save.
Now we're going to Araco for them. Group protect as well for Sentinels, and we've seen how good Group can be on this map through teams like FlyQuest. No Mantis ban this time for
the Wolvie ban makes sense now.
Sentinels have pinned with a Mantis ban.
Oh wait, no, Wolvie ban was on Nemesis.
Are in this tournament, but you look
they going to run a res comp on Nemesis?
Picks, I'm sure that might change up, but Groot looks like he will be shown on both sides.
Yeah,
this is the last series of the day,
series,
so
100 Thieves versus FlyQuest, they banned out
if it's a
Ultron,
straight 3-0, it might be
really
a short stream.
FlyQuest just kind of won.
But,
today,
if Nemesis show us something, then it could be another couple of hours. Yeah.
Team. A lot of people wondering why Mantis is even banned in the first place. It's for this Team Nemesis running that triple shot composition.
Yeah,
Mantis
they're running the red strat.
Yeah, I mean,
dagger and the sword.
Right out of Sentinels book, right? I mean, good strong defense here, holding on tight. This is definitely
Sentinels do have the Wolverine advantage here, which I think is going to be huge in taking out this front side group. So looking to Nectar here to have a fucking crazy performance. Oh my god, what a hook! Jesus, what a fucking crazy pull!
Wolverine into Groot is a terrifying thing if you don't make that switch to Invis. So Nectar,
is that me? Am I the baddest bitch?
Something we haven't seen yet in this series. Good tackle out of the sky onto Scatter. Like clay shooting.
Damn, dude.
Bang, down goes Scatter and followed up by Rymazing.
Yeah,
they just fucking dog walk this first point.
Nectar positioning as well. Team Nemesis have to react to it with the thing.
So crazy going for the thing. Obviously in response to the Wolverine, you cannot play Groot into this Wolvie, so this is a big advantage. Oh my god, what? What the fuck?
Wow.
What a crazy kidnap. Oh, and the Groot all over the top.
But now we get that res. Amadian comes back. Amazing. Taking out Ricky. Will Ricky res up? It's the whole point here of this Guardians comp. There is that res.
Oh, really nice timing for Rai. What?
Does not land on very many. Good
dude, crazy timing on that Kraken to avoid the thingle. Oh, so nice. Oh, Nectar drags him into his own Luna ult to make sure he survives the Star-Lord ultimate, and at the same time kidnaps him in.
over, I believe, as the reses are all
stunning, dude.
Korova finishes up on Madian, Techie on the Mellow, and that's point one.
In this matchup.
Oh, they just switch up the res comp. They're just going, nah, fuck it.
They actually just full swap, go over to the Storm.
Yeah,
even
it makes sense.
Soul Resurgence. They just gave up.
They need a way to
in terms of Ricky giving up the
output damage without getting Wolverine.
Over to that Luna Snow, so they just give up
but
on that
Storm could, she could just get railed by Amazing here on the Winter Soldier if they hit a nice E, right?
Fine with that, I imagine.
Yeah, I think the goal here is to try to put some damage into those group walls and find a way around this. I mean,
I'll be honest as well, man. Oh my god, another Groot ult. Oh, another huge Groot ult. Oh, Amazing over the top as well. Oh, Rai's just going to go crazy. Mello does get one, gets three. Oh, this is huge from Mello, actually. Oh, that's huge for Mello, actually.
Coming back. I mean, what a play by Mello with that ultimate, and then with the follow-up. This guy, an absolute star player.
That was looking really good for Sentinels.
When Rai was KOing his entire backline. It was really tough for Team Nemesis to kind of deal with Rai, but not when you have Mello kind of popping off with that Storm ultimate, then the follow-through afterwards. Amazing work from the Storm player on Team Nemesis. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, Ricky holding on to alt here. We do have Aramori with the copy.
I hate this thing matchup into Groot. I've always felt like Groot is just such a hard counter to thing. So I really don't like what Nemesis are doing, if I'm honest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here goes the Punisher ult, though. Really nice back out. And now they go back in. That was a really nice full move back from everybody there.
Yeah, right now,
they actually, Crims actually goes off of this Groot as well. It goes onto the thing as well.
From the side of Team Nemesis, they have to regroup, and you know, right now, the believers in the chat
would
room
really like to hear why there's so much thing cryo at the moment.
Voted for Sentinels with their channel points to win the
series. Don't get me wrong, I love playing
the thing. Nemesis only having 24%. So
he's one of my heroes. I really enjoy him, but we've not really seen him until today, so I'm not really sure where this cryo is coming from today.
You saw the patience there with those left clicks. When you're playing Magneto, don't hold down the trigger. It's very difficult to force hits when you're not being patient. Be very patient without left click. You saw 3-piece
tower defense. Oh, is it like
understanding and patience?
I love a tower defense game.
It can do a ton of damage, especially if followed up.
I like the tower defense games where you can make a maze, you know?
Amazing holding on to this Kraken impact could have a ton of value, but ultimate advantage onside Nemesis outgoes this hurricane.
Nice lunar ult. Oh, but Rai gets caught out of the lunar ult. So nice pick. Dude, Mello is kind of going crazy on this Storm though. Dude, Mello is popping off on this Storm.
Who now are still down in alt advantage.
Hi, Jamie.
Yeah, spawns are right here.
What was the last thing you saw when did you zone out?
That damage. I imagine Rai wants that play back. Went a little bit too far forward. Could have been saved by Korova. Meanwhile, Nectar with a huge pick off and
one for one.
Traded on the backside. So Mello down. Amadian able to find him.
Yeah, here comes the next fight. Like I said, ult advantage on the side of Nemesis. Just
Nemesis are doing a really good job, though.
Not much. Amadian just raining, forcing forward. Bubble goes out a little early, but they are playing great around that positioning, playing around that natural cover. You'll see that at this level of play a ton. They do not
nice. They played that really well.
They're always playing around walls, and there goes the Meteor slightly after. Almost more value.
Oh, huge. Crimson Rai going crazy.
As the Sentinels clean up Mello to finish off the team. And
clean.
there goes Mello. Wow, Sentinels playing patiently and turning that right back at Team Nemesis.
Yeah, holding this angle as well, just hiding around the corner.
Yeah, the first game was actually pretty close, Jamie.
That's the big skill in this game, is being able to go back and forth between cover.
It went down to the last point on domination. And the last team fight, and Sentinels just eked it out, so it was a good contest.
You mentioned pulls in that Punisher. That's annoying to deal with. Nemesis are reacting, howebut
Yeah, and now Nemesis holding on.
Mello looks like they're in a good spot. Here they go. Immediately pops it. But Nectar gets picked off. Oh. That's a big hold for Nemesis. That's a big hold.
Team is swept here, but now Sentinels are going to have that
Dude,
last
Mello
stand
is putting in
and the
work on
Armory
this storm.
copy
Holy
for this
shit.
next fight, but does it battle back between the things clobbering time and the eternal bond?
Oh, is it Balloons TD?
1 minute on the clock.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Here comes the throw again. I feel like Sentinels aren't reacting very well to the Storm ultimate, but you know who's not reacting well to the Wolverine? Actually, never mind. They are reacting well to the Wolverine. On the backside, they're able to go with the clobbering
Nemesis
time.
is
Also
smurfing, dude.
a median with that final judgment.
Mello is playing lights out
they're
on
not
the
really doing a
Storm.
great job dealing with the Storm, right? Dealing with the Punisher. We see a lot of teams kind of adapt and change, but it seems like even with their dance floor, even with the fate of the worlds, they tend to fall.
I mean, I don't know why Nectar is staying on this Wolverine, honestly.
Well to comps like this.
Yeah, you know,
like it's clearly not working.
I'm with you that was a difficult watch,
I would much rather see. I mean, Rise had to been forced to go into that Storm as well, just to try and match.
Do they follow up? They walk back together. Dance floor is popped here by Ricky. Team is keeping the pressure on. The haymakers.
Crims with a nice pick. That's huge.
By Crimzo on the thing, making that switch over to the thing has been valuable. And here comes the Hurricane.
Nectar gets a double.
It does. At least it burns the passive of.
They might be able to finish the Sentinels.
Gonna drop back with the team, and it is a very tough fight. Odds are on the side of Sentinels for this fight so far. Ricky trying to build up his claws at 100% now, dealing a ton of HP with that overall HP takedown. Down goes another.
Oh my god, that is some hate. Holy shit. They just fucking ulted that. Oh my god, that's crazy work.
And they are very close to ending this.
That's crazy work. Things just got fucking sent on. That's a really good last minute adjustment, honestly, from Sentinels. Mello really pushed them on the Storm, and then they had to find an answer for the last fight. And good answer. That's a really quick adaptation. I mean, these things are playing really well. Like, I might not understand the prio on it, but hey, these things are playing really well, so I'm gonna hold my hands up. I will hold my hands up to it.
Then you ultimate, and usually your
seems to be working out. There's no way they're playing. Are they doing the Jeff combo? Are they going to stay on this Jeff, or is this a bait? Is this a spawn bubble? It's a spawn bubble. Okay. I was going to say, we've not seen Jeff Nado work at all. What the fuck is this? Oh, nice from, honestly, nice from Crazy Man to follow up on it. Maybe that's where the thing prio is, right? If you get kidnapped by Wolverine, the thing just jumps after it, right? Oh! Holy shit, Mello. That was such a nice combo, dude. That was so clean. That was a 1-2-3 tap.
The matchups we saw in FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves.
Yeah, Storm may be considered more of a poke hero, but you're right. When it comes to these brawl comps playing as a unit and walking in together, Storm with that
89% as well, nearly got an ult.
Also just the natural AoE damage from that damage boost form, which is constantly zapping everyone in that circle around her. So you have to play close, you have to play aggressive and play natural cover while being almost on top of the
They've got two supporters here, Aramori and Kurova. I think they're going to probably look to hold them for this Storm ult, of course. Things upstairs. Ricky's not too far behind though. They have a lot of ults to play with. Looking for the dunk. Aramori gets around the corner. Oh, they get through the TP as well. Dude, that's so clutch.
That was genius.
Here we go.
The portal, use it as an iframe. Gorgeous play again. Mello now coming in with the Hurricane scatter, finds Nectar early. This is going to go back.
Nemesis look good.
Alts out. Amadian takes out Crimzo. Crazebang onto Techie, and that should be enough. As they
Dude, Nemesis look good.
Excellent phase from Team
4 minutes 45 on the clock.
From Mello. Unfortunately, Meteor not going to connect from Techie.
Sentinels have got to try and find an answer here.
On the back from the Hurricane.
I think I would like to see them swap off the Wolverine.
I really wonder what it is that results in so many of these players getting picked someone early, positioning, whatever it may be. I
feel like they're not getting as much value off this Wolverine as they're looking for, right?
The fight even starts, similar to what we saw 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. I feel like that never happened.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's difficult to comprehend why it's happening.
I think, I mean, Nectar had a tough game one.
A lot of these fights were due to a Wolverine tackle initially, but now we're seeing it just from raw damage at range. With the Punisher, with Storm's damage boost, it could be something along the lines.
Oh, that's huge from Nectar, though. What the fuck? Okay, I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
Everyone now goes all 6.
Nectar just fucking smurfed it individually. How do these Wolverines keep getting these like 3 or 4 man ults? It's ridiculous. Oh my god, we saw this earlier.
We talked about how gross Wolverine is. We talked energy mentioned in the
interview. It's a nasty Wolverine spot up top.
No matter where you are, especially on a map like this where you have so many angles to kind of come from. Team Nemesis now have to walk up, utilizing some storm speed to kind of get back as a unit. I mean, they've been able to find picks before on Amazing. We'll see if they can do it again. I mean, turret to build up.
Got some ults to play with.
Oh my god, gets pushed off. Nice job from Kraz to keep his team alive.
Here we go.
Both sides. The tackle away. Here comes the double hurricane. Which one is more valuable? As everyone is just in the midst of a storm.
Oh man, what the fuck is happening? Like everyone is in this corridor. No one can see anything. Rai gets Mellow. That's a big pick. Scatter does get techie, but Rai's pushing this point. Oh, defending this point, I should say. Nectar gets medium. And Wolverine again. Nectar.
Nectar with another mean last stand onto Ricky though, and that is going to put Sentinels again up as Nectar finds another Mellow under Amazing.
Oh, he's getting done by this thing though.
Only up 1.
Okay, this thing is actually really good into this Wolverine. I'm gonna eat my words here.
A little brawly for sure. I mean, that fight at the very beginning looked like a Trader Joe's fruit leather.
Crazy
fight
man is kind of ruining Nectar's game a little bit.
Kind of flying out, and right now, I mean, Sentinels.
What a pick from Techie. Holy shit.
It just feels like you mentioned, Shib, the damage output is so much.
Dude, these mags with the stuns into the left click is
just not used to it, right? That damage boost
ridiculous.
With these abilities from these
heroes, it's just a 1-2 tap straight up.
And that's where Storm, although kind of taking a backseat in this tournament, is still incredibly strong. And Madian tries to find some damage over the last stand.
Oh, Techie with another pick. Oh, it's a wash. That's a wash of a fight.
They just keep sweeping these teams in these fights, and we got a minute 40 left.
Dude, Techie is doing so well to get these little random pickoffs with this 1-2 tap.
You know, kind of push quick on that first objective compared to how we've seen it in the past, and now they've been slowed down to a hold. This has been about a 3-minute hold.
Sentinels are probably looking
right now
better ult economy as well.
Is taking full advantage of Team Nemesis. And
Crim's nearly got it. Techie nearly got theirs. Nectar not too far away.
Punisher, maybe even something along the lines of Bucky could be the answer, but right now
and here they go. Both storms just crossing paths.
Forcing out a ton of cooldowns. Korova gonna use that bond.
Mellow tried to hold it as long as possible, and it works for Mellow.
Unless Nemesis sweeps all of them, and again another team swipe as everyone goes down. Mellow.
That was really nicely held from Mellow. They popped it like a similar time, but Rai goes straight away, and then Mellow just holds it as long as they can to wait out that cloak ult.
As you see,
and gets on the backside. That was really nice.
Yeah, Dinks has been hitting some huge terror capes. That's what's giving them the eliminations. I feel like with that vulnerability, with the change we talked about.
Yeah, and that's such a narrow corridor as well.
He pretty much plays so much Cloak and Dagger even before the character was considered viable. Right now, Sentinels on the last phase of the map. You know, they have to hold, but it's they shoot so much off the clock, at least in the street's face.
He's got an ult.
Yeah, it's a great point. Bringing that up, the damage boost not only from Storm.
Crims gets a double. Nectar gets 2 as well. As another wash.
Make that 5 as Scatter falls. And yeah, Sentinels, they took that last one personally, but now ult advantage.
I mean, Nemesis have quite a way to go. They do have, you know, they've got 1 minute 40, so probably like 2 fights.
So threatening, and that's why these picks are happening for sure.
100%. Yeah, that can change the game, considering, you know, not a lot of Luna on the side of Sentinels, rather. So for
gets Scatter again.
Side of Sentinels, pick off immediately, potentially to come through with the pulls again.
Nice, but dude.
Last stand comes through again.
The save is crazy though. The Luna save.
That was mean, as out goes the clobbering time, and not gonna get too much value here. A lot of the time you want to count.
Dude, this is great for Sentinels. This is all time. Look at the clock. It's 1 minute. It's all time on the clock.
But good attempt there. Not able to find any value. Although these pros can still, you know, get picks through that ultimate just with raw focus.
Amadian's got the Punisher up. This needs to go big here. No support ults. Crims has theirs. Rise Riot's got theirs, but no supporters to help. There's one. I think there's two.
Nemesis needs to keep going.
So they're going to get a nice little bit of push. Mellow used theirs as well. But now they've got some ults. Rise got theirs. Crims has got theirs. Sentinels desperately need a support ult here if they can.
From Sentinels and how they played so far, it feels like for every 3 fights they win, they lose one. We'll see if they can win this one.
Here goes Rai. There's no support ults on them either, so Rai just goes for it. Gets 3. That's what they need. I think Sentinels are just going to take off the back of that, no? The cloak ult is down, but you've already lost 3. And they're just going to run at your face. Scatter has to mag ult just to stay alive. Oh, Scatter gets 2. Scatter gets 3. Oh, there's no way they've turned this. What?
What a play, man. Kraz and Scatter. They're also on triple.
Grover does have an ult, and they're going to have to get and pop it right now because they're about to cap. Dude, that's the craziest fucking shit. What?
Trying to find one, building last stand, super close to it. Kurova also does have Cloak and Dagger all ready to go.
And here comes
Mellow goes over the top, but... Oh, they get him. Techie gets Mellow. Oh, and they get 2 as well. Rai's got dinks. Okay, I think they do hold it. Oh, they've held it. But dude, like, the fact that they even got there is fucking crazy. What a turnaround from Mag.
And you know, we talk about how strong heroes
he was 1 HP when Rai was on top of him, and he just turns around and fucking wallops 2 of them. Then gets a 3rd pick. That's goddamn fucking ridiculous.
I mean, this is the highest damage dealing character in the game in close range when he's fully charged up, fully raged up, and you know what a map that was. And Sentinels are now up 2.
It was close again. Here's the thing though, like, yes, Sentinels are winning these games, but they're fucking close. They're fucking close. Nemesis could easily take these games if a few things go their way, you know? It's not a big skill gap here. It's coming down to these little micro moments. The ult economy as well is slightly better for Sentinels. They're playing their ults well. Do you know? Okay, do you know what I think they need to do with Loki? I think they need to get rid of the crystals entirely. They need to get rid of the fucking crystals. It is the dumbest fucking ability to have.
You just build up those Shredder's ultimates. So, you know,
sorry,
these teams play very well.
That's what I said. They need to get rid of it and give him something else.
And you know, you really only go in when you know you can win a fight.
It's insane that they have that. That's not an ultimate. Game 3, guys. Can Nemesis roll to win a game?
We see that torch protect here for Nemesis, changing it up, and Sentinels are going to match that as well.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
double torch protect. Okay. So definitely Ultron ban.
You know, that the fact that they've
I'd be looking at a Lunar Ultron ban here for sure.
Torch comes through from Sentinel side, banning out
maybe an Invis ban as well.
Nemesis,
those 3 I think are all really good.
That Magneto ban
if you know that you're going to want to run a torch, right?
For them, you know, we've seen this in the EMEA trying to force towards a different
There's the Ultron ban from Nemesis. Not surprised.
I mean, they obviously have to think about it.
Yeah, the ban of cap here, I think it's just to try to reduce that
just
dive composition they ran last time here on Symbiotic, which was with a Panther. So I'm curious if Panther will come out.
Do they save the Ultron?
With a different dive frontline, maybe something like Venom.
Save Loki?
I'm curious to see the shake up here and what they change. Kind of lock in that Magneto. Crazy
I mean,
Techie
is
available this deep.
Techie's fucking destroyed on this pick, so again, not really surprised.
When you have something like Techie,
also really great to do with the Punisher.
Crazy, so good lock there by
great to do with a lot of things. The bubble's great. So
funny. This is like,
I'm not surprised there's the Ultron ban. Maybe another, maybe a mag save for them as well. Ultron save.
But they go for the Ultron ban and then Ultron protect.
I like this.
Ultron is super strong.
I like this from Nemesis.
So I am surprised to see that because
okay, I think Sentinels are going to run a res comp.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to run a Mantis Adam comp here. I think they're going to run a Loki Mantis
what the full
Adam.
composition looks like, but at least some variation for the side of Nemesis.
Or at least I think they should.
You know, Sentinels, they're totally happy getting rid of Team Nemesis, Emma Frost, and also Captain America alongside Magneto. So Vanguard.
Would that not go like fucking crazy here?
Sentinels, they cannot play that Ultron.
Like, if you know they're running Ultron Torch, would that not go fucking crazy in this comp?
So they've been targeted a little
like,
bit.
that's my read on
We'll
it.
see if it works out on Symbiotic Surface, in which.
Obviously, they know way better than me, okay? I'm just a lowly GM player who watches a lot of Rivals, okay? I think that could be a super good comp, or maybe they can switch into it later on. Okay, let's get into it, guys. Game 3. Crazy Man on the Hulk.
And Torch.
I like the idea of the Hulk, right? You can try and grab right out the sky, right? Negta gets an early pick on a medium.
Firewall, that was insane.
Really quick, really good tracking, obviously here, right? You have to.
Oh, they tried to pull in. Nice try.
It's just a testament how strong these players are and these heroes. Right, amazing. Taking this space early, numbers up slightly in his advantage.
Yeah, I'm assuming the idea is obviously, you know, you're going to use this Punisher a lot to
just kind of hold him in this
deal with the flies instead.
Just stalling for as long as possible. This is more of an, you know, this is a good attacking position. Holding this height is always strong in shooters like this, hero shooters like this, due to the nature that you're always looking down on the head. So just instinctively get more headshots while you're holding that position. If you were always curious about height, why it's impactful.
Necta just walked up and fucking clocked him.
Oh my God, Nectar is just going insane.
Dude.
This is the tough part. This
Nectar just walked up and
shot
shot him in the face.
On that Hulk, right? Because they know he takes so much damage, and that's the only way Hulk has that survivability without going to health packs. So everybody else is kind of left out.
Really
to dry,
nice
right?
stall.
You see that shotgun coming out.
Nice stall from Sentinels.
Players of Team Nemesis, and then earlier
Ara's about to come up on their ult. Kurova's not too far away. Nectar's not too far away. Amadian's got theirs. Ricky's pretty close.
But unfortunately, if Amadian doesn't get healed up, he's just kind of gone.
Friends in the audience.
Oh, Melo's getting spicy.
Look now at this defensible position. If a team holds that top
Here goes Nectar.
It's
a hard angle though.
In the back, it seems to play more defensible.
Oh, gets Ricky. That's big.
So this is the counterplay. As you can see here, watch.
It's a hard angle to pop that, honestly.
Great job here on defense. Crazy Man, as I'm saying that, finds Aramori early though, and this could go back in their favor, forcing out Qs across the board. Kurova matched here with Dinks. Dance floors.
Look at Teki's positioning.
Goes out for scatter, and they take out Kurova. Nice.
Oh, that's a nice counter ult though from Crims. Crims just saved that, by the way. Oh, Teki gets Dinks. I don't think they've got enough though. The Supernova's going to wipe them. Dude, Crims just absolutely saved this shit. Big from Ara. Oh, that was so nice from Melo though. Knocked them out of the ult and then dived on top of them. That was super clean. Super fucking clean.
Nice boot, by the way, as well from Melo. Slammed down on, but I feel like both teams kind of are struggling with disengaging. You know, we saw in the last series what really strong disengages does, right? We've seen that out of
excuse me, I just did that full face.
Can't really escape.
Dude, Melo is just running people down
like a missile, and right now Nemesis just getting that cart space the whole time. I would like to see both teams kind of fix up their disengages, but right now in the neutral, Nemesis taking advantage of Sentinels resetting both times, and Melo looking so good on Human Torch.
Yeah, Torch is such a problem here. Keeping this space and holding them in is, you know, that if you put those auras on the ground and you land on it, you know you can chunk through strategist ult. So
Crazy Man pop in. Dude, Nectar is getting rolled
exactly
by Melo. Like absolutely fucking rolled.
Tight quarters, knocking people away into a wall and proceeding to keep that damage forward. Well done again by Scatter. Does fall there though early on, keeping the team, or excuse me, by Craze there.
I'm having a hard time pushing in right now.
Space back. They do already have this corner with a ton of time on the clock though.
Yeah, Rye going out with the bubble, making sure he can win in the sky against.
I think it's his invis, honestly.
That torch, but it's a 1v1 supernova up. He has to go to somebody else though to get value out of it. And unfortunately for Rye, I mean he's the focus right now,
big
so he
push.
has to stay alive. Crimzo though set up the
Dude, this invis is putting in so much work on Ricky. Like this shield covering Melo is giving Melo the massive advantage in the 1v1. And then the push for the Strange. Oh, nice though.
They do have to respawn again with another pick here. Great fallback as a team.
Clean. Good push, Sentinels.
Find a few more to force the stagger.
A huge pick off from Rye. This is the problem though with Nemesis, is they have 2 minutes left to go. Sentinels, if they win this next fight, that's momentum back in their favor, even if we move into the third phase of the map.
Sorry, I'm starting to get really tired now, yo. Part of me is kind of hoping it's a 3-0.
They'll get stunned on the backside. Rather gets immobilized by that. Hulk also has to back away. He's deleted again. Oh no, this has been awful from Crash so far.
Yeah, Nemesis holding on to 5 ultimates here. Sentinels with 3, but Techie.
The fadeaway shot from Techie.
Again, that pick has been happening more than I'm sure they would like on the side of Nemesis.
Yeah, Techie's been so consistent about just getting these little picks.
With 1:24 on the clock, and they're just getting locked in. This is defensible position here. Sentinels holding on to 3 ultimates, working their way to 5 with Rimazing and Crimzo, likely getting it within this next fight. Nemesis got to get some picks here quickly.
Here we go.
To make this happen for them. Mello.
Nice from Techie.
Techie gonna eat some of those hurricanes and throw it right back to tornadoes. Excuse me. Right.
They have 4 other ults though on Nemesis to pop.
Forcing them down into off angles.
Yeah, this is
they just delta split.
Of the final judgment, and Kraz also goes towards that cart.
Yeah, really nice.
As well, so perfectly played by Nemesis. That's what you want to see out of this team if you're a fan of them.
Yeah, and Nemesis is still holding on to those ults. It's been slightly too long. I think they kind of waited some stuff out there, which was good. But
Sentinels have kind of built back up though. They've got some matching ults. This is big.
As Rimazing already again ready to use these tornadoes to keep the team back and own this space.
Damn, Rai is getting like a hard focus. He's having a hard time like outputting the damage. Both support ults though. Kurova and Aramori both have got theirs still.
But they're gonna have to hold the point here shortly as 20 seconds are left here for Nemesis. Here comes the play. Eye of Agamotto with bubble. Very difficult to counter that. And they are gonna force out an
oh, if they don't get a kill though. Oh, Techie just.
But down goes Dinks. As Rimazing turns that right back at him. And here comes the eye in return.
Oh, that is big from Scatter though.
Find a few, but will they get picks off Vidalco Crystals? Nectar falls from Ricky.
Yeah, the lamp was down already.
He's gonna potentially push through this, but they are losing this space.
I mean, look. I mean, it's OT. They're being pushed off the point here. Crazy Mag is just backdooring to honestly save this.
So they regained that momentum. Sentinels a little bit too far forward, not finding enough value off of their Eye of Agamotto.
Dude, Kraz just went crazy to save this for them. Because otherwise they lose this game right here. So Kraz just absolutely bailed them the fuck out right now. Seriously bailed them out.
They're gonna have to string them together.
Really just committed to one fight.
1 minute 20 on the clock.
Here, though, and this is a defensible position early on. You're going to try to take this fight in this alleyway because it does give you a little bit.
Here goes Nectar with the bubble.
Nectar shoving in here immediately with the final judgment. Does it get one? No.
Dude, Nectar is getting nothing from these ults, like at all. At all. Shit, sorry.
Good communication here by Sentinels as we are starting to see some more cues pop. Nemesis holding on to Craze, and that should be it within this next fight.
Nectar's struggling a lot. He's getting no value from these ultimates.
Able to get blasted down, but the healing is just too much. The strategist keeping him alive, doing a great job.
That's a cool little B-hop tech.
To commit that copy. Kraz is going to go down. Oh no, he lives. 1 HP on the left side, comes back to the team. They have strategist ults to re-engage with though as Rai stares off in the distance looking for whoever's in the sky and looks like it's Mello.
Yeah, Mello over here with the Ultron bot.
Oh, does he get him in the air?
Find that value out of the sky, take him down, but the dance floor is out to counter that. Dinks, good positioning there. Here comes
oh god, that's incredible from Scatter. Shit, that looked massive. He got like 4 or 5 of them in that, no? I thought that was going to be way more. But look at the stall, it's 7 seconds. Dude, one fight. Oh, this could be, this needs to be massive from Nectar if they want to hold this. Oh, it just gets railed. Oh my god, they just fucking roll it. They absolutely roll it.
Yeah, that's huge out of Team Nemesis. They did cost them a few ultimates, but regardless, played so well. Does Scatter have the portal up, by the way, for the portal block, or what's going on here? It looks like he was or did.
Do they have time to actually get in? I don't know if they can touch.
The sound effect looks like they're able to get out though. So Sentinels coming back through do have
okay, Techie touches. That's big.
Ultimate available for Techie is the
one more fight in it.
I'm not sure if they didn't have the time or weren't feeling comfortable with it prior to somebody getting out and maybe taking.
If they spawn block that, it's GG, isn't it?
Techie goes up with the meteor landing down.
Oh, what an invis shield.
Good shield invis there. And shows you that millisecond reaction time.
Nemesis are gonna cap.
With the dive, Rimazing turns it on to Scatter.
Nemesis are capping.
And this could be enough to take point 3. Will they come back? Nemesis looking really good.
Huge from Nemesis. Huge.
Nemesis
huge.
Through with 1 minute on the start of that fight.
Wow, I assume Nectar would be able to do a lot on Punisher on third phase.
Dude, Nectar is having a real bad game. I feel like Nectar's just had a kind of mid-series. I feel like Nectar's been carried a little bit, but made some good plays, but not a single value Punisher in that half out of like 4 opportunities.
Unfortunately.
Did we even see him get killed in any of them?
Again by Nemesis, really looked more in the
I mean, that could be just Nemesis playing around it like incredibly well, but
all the way to final fight territory. But Nemesis stayed calm. They ended up using their ultimate.
There definitely wasn't that combo that we're used to seeing with Punishers, you know, where you do this like a cloak on the floor or invis over the top with the Punisher, you know, to guarantee.
You know, coming from, and there was I believe we saw a pick from Amadian. We saw a few from Mello.
Mello's having a fucking game.
To shove the team back into the spawn door, not able to portal trap them off, but still.
Mello's having a crazy fucking game.
And right now, Nemesis on their defense, I mean, they feel comfortable with their composition they're running. I think the Invisible Woman as well has been doing pretty solid. Meanwhile,
a little portal shenanigans from Scatter. Okay. Is he gonna go for?
We'll see if it works out. 5 seconds.
Is he just gonna wait to see if they portal?
We'll see
try
if
and
they
counter?
are even thinking about the potential portal play because there's so much to think about as a pro player. So the counter portal is going to come through, or just off
He's
the
just
map
going to
right
drop it
now
on the
as everybody's
floor.
under it. Oh no! Bye.
Wait, what?
Wait, who was that? Was that a Luna? Wait, it was Luna Snow, wasn't it? Shouldn't she?
Wait, what?
Where'd she go?
I believe he was floating, although it didn't look like he was. He managed to have a slight jump there, kind of tricking them into using that defensive portal.
Sorry, how does no one fall through that?
What?
Can you stand on the portal?
You can if you're hovering. I believe he might have been hovering slightly. I'm not 100% sure, but just or maybe the portal was placed a little bit off.
Yeah, because it was Kurova. Kurova definitely went through that portal. Because we saw Kurova in the spawn, so definitely something happened there. I mean, I want to watch that back. Definitely clip that.
Yeah, we're gonna need to look that back because I don't know how the fuck they didn't all just fall through that shit.
Nectar swapped to the Bucky, not enabling them to find too many picks.
Scatter is just fucking beating on them. Holy shit.
Here as Sentinels kind of create some space. But yeah, I mean, Nemesis right now, first hold, first kind of counterplay coming out from Scatter. We're down 1 minute off the clock now. Sentinels, no ultimates built up either, so it was a really rough fight for them.
Oh, nice freeze.
Stagger Nectar too. Oh,
nice
no,
freeze.
So bad.
Yeah, Nemesis is just playing very calm. I said this prior. They're looking like a different team right now.
Nemesis is playing really well in this one.
It was like every ult was matched immediately. They are just playing patient, finding value, and then slowly letting the fights extend while they're up in numbers so that they can get those picks later on and force them.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of playing the back and forth, right? They're baiting out these ultimates. They're delta splitting, getting around it, and then coming back in.
But an Adian comes in. Ultron's range just going aggressive, forcing away Sentinels, who actually do a good job sort of playing around that corner, ducking back around. Now re-engaged, enabled for them to come back through. Sentinels have some sort of ultimate advantage.
Friends has changed to the group. This could be a really big hit.
Supernova from Mello is here, and
Mello's just going to dump this in the entrance there.
Yeah, that's a terrifying position to be in when you see that Supernova, but they do get walked out there with the bind, and we see Dinks popping all under counteract that.
Oh, such a big Agamotto. Dude, Scatter again fucking nails it.
Well done, Strange.
Scatter nails it again. Scatter is playing lights out in this game. Absolutely fucking lights out.
At a minute and 30 with no ticks on the point.
Yeah, I might have spoke too soon talking about Sentinels getting out of the playoff or getting into the playoffs as the first seed. Nemesis looked formidable at the current moment, doing a great job holding. Maybe can turn this back into a reverse sweep if they win this to put themselves in the #1 seed for the playoffs on Thursday next week, or rather this week because it's already Sunday. So right now, Sentinels have ultimates coming into it. Nemesis did use a lot last fight, but Melo's coming up on yet another Supernova, and there's no Shredder's ultimates to counter it.
Yeah, roughly even across the board here. Sentinels using that Supernova immediately just to try to take that space and just to kind
of.
It's
an awkward angle for Ryder.
Now popping that Ultron, trying to turn that back at him, does force him back in there. It's essentially a counteract ultimate. Their defensive ultimate. Mello now with a ton of hurricane or tornadoes. And there is going to be a 1.
Nemesis are fucking walking this game
on the offense, and that is a huge pick. Using the Magneto in the defensive positioning of that bubble. Right, Amazing goes down.
Crims gets a Amadian though.
Crimson still gets one onto
That's big.
But will it be enough as they did force ultimates after losing numbers.
Yeah, they're just being corralled in this corner. Oh, that's huge from Kurova. Oh, that's a massive snipe from Kurova, actually. I think that's going to give him it.
Yep, Kurova, nice shots from him as well. Connects onto the high ground. Here comes the Hulk.
Yeah, dude, that's a crazy...
does have the ultimate available.
That's a crazy snipe.
Goes for that hook, not able to find it. Hasn't been able to use the Kraken impact necessarily just yet, but
I mean, they can stall this out.
With the fate of the world, you know they'll all be here. We'll see when Nectar wants to pop this. Abagamotto is here from
Scatter again.
Actually connected to multiple people with the damage boost. That's so much down range. Nectar is what had to back up.
Oh, Nemesis fucking nailed it, dude.
Now takes down Sentinels. Surely gonna lose this one unless something
what a
else
great
happens.
map from Nemesis.
Nemesis, they might have turned this series on its head as they win their first map in this best
What
out
a
of
great
5.
map from Nemesis.
Holding them on point 1 shows you how confident they felt and how confident they looked. What a defense there again.
Well, once the series is ended, yeah, Carpet, but we don't know when that's going to be. We got a series now.
As they shove through and fight back here, trying to make sure that they can clinch this and get the higher seed.
Mello went fucking crazy on this torch. Holy shit. 33k damage. 20 final hits.
So he's been doing a great job kind of creating space, also utilizing the ultimate,
final hits.
Being disruptive. You saw in that last fight, Nectar couldn't do anything because of the CC that happened, the crowd control. For those of you who don't
I don't know if you can give him this torch.
And right now, Nectar, you know, it was a tough series.
I don't know if you can give Mello this torch anymore.
It wasn't really his fault necessarily, but right now they got to figure something out.
You tried to match it, you tried to mirror match, but man, Mello just smurfed it.
I mean, they were totally fine running no mag, right? And this is kind of what we talked about, Shib, where maybe the over prioritization of the
crazy work from Mello in that one
of the Magneto ban results in teams getting a little tunnel visioned, right? So as long as you get that Human Torch, it seems like Mello kind of put the team on his back, and they were able to play hard around him with a Median on that Ultron. Sentinels not able to do that because of the Ultron ban. So
I mean, to be fair, Mello was like full set up for success, right? Invis, Ultron, Pocket. You got the drone and then an Invis shield. Like, Rye's never going to win that 1v1. I mean, essentially at that point it's a 3v1, you know what I mean? Also Scatter, like, let's talk about Scatter here. Insane strange performance. Crazy good strange performance. This would be an unreal reverse sweep if they do this. Alright, here we go. Hell's Haven. Hell's Heaven.
Looks like it's being hovered again for Team Nemesis, and it would make sense as we go to Hell's Heaven.
Wow, they're going to do the, again, they're going to ban the Ultron and then do the Torch Mirror match. Okay. And they're going to save the Ultron for themselves. I like it. I like it. I like it.
So less of that divey strap, but they do lock in Ultron on the other side.
Giving some more support to
yeah, they're basically trying to pocket Rye to take on this 1v1, right? Because it kind of comes when you run a torch, the games come down to the torch comps, right? It comes down to who can get more value.
So Sentinels are adapting. Mag ban could come through from them, but they go for the Luna Snow ban this time. So it's a Human Torch Protect and Ultron Protect. Now the last Protect available for Team Nemesis. They go for the Hulk Protect because they don't want Kraz on something else. I don't know. That's interesting.
Crazy value.
Cap, right? So, I don't know.
It might be a comfortability thing, you know, where they want to have.
Well, they don't need to cap ban if they're obviously Kraz is going to go on the.
Definitely, I would say stronger, at least in this tournament, in terms of presence, but Hulk is comfortable, right? So if you're able to make, make plays and have a presence on the field, that's all that really matters.
Okay. I like Cribs picking up the Strange over the thing. I think Strange is much better. A lot of them are autoimmune conditions, so I think that affects my white blood cells and stuff. So I have like 4 chronic autoimmune conditions, so pretty sure I'm not allowed to give my blood to people. All right, here we go. The Sentinels trying to take this height.
Chilling at the current moment. Nemesis sort of surrounding the objective. And
obviously Mello already losing out on these trades. Oh, what a fucking exile. Oh my god, Mello was about to get railed. Jesus, that was absurd from Kraz.
Because he doesn't have drone, he's not going to get healed up too consistently. Only had that passive to stay alive. Meanwhile, now Nectar's on the back.
And it's Nectar, actually.
The one on that Ultron. Nectar gets the better in the sky onto Mello.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Nectar's piloting the Human Torch and Rise piloting the Ultron. So I wonder if that's more because maybe Rai feels a lot more comfortable on the Ultron, and both of them can play Torch.
This is the change that Sentinels needed. I mean, the fact they put Nectar
and they're already making some switches. Nemesis going to that Star-Lord, which I like. I've talked about Star-Lord into Ultron quite a lot.
Torch, I think, is something that Sentinels can play around. Right, Nectar is an incredibly good
they're just going red strat. They're going full fucking red strat. Okay.
Maybe that swap is what they need.
This is what I wanted Sentinels to do last.
Hit scan player. Usually Nectar plays that
last match.
Plays some of those divey characters as well. But right now for Nectar,
I mean, I changed clothes like 6 hours ago.
Needed to get back in the driver's seat. Nemesis though switch to full.
But yeah, I think you were here at the start of the stream,
running
right?
that Adam Warlock alongside the Mantis and the Cloak and Dagger.
Crimzo trying to own this space. Does have eye ready. Ultimate advantage here for Sentinels.
Nice Ultron ult to keep everyone up and alive.
Here with Ultron's rage.
Might not be enough though.
Much as we do lose bonds on both sides. Out goes Eternal. Do we see any pick here? A lot of the time you'll see these cloaks
forcing out the lamp.
Out to that ult because
nice some crims.
They don't need to worry about it. Instead, they try to find a pick. A Median onto Nectar.
They do get Ricky, but remember, it's a res comp. There goes Ricky again.
Yeah, but the res is coming through. I mean, that's tough to deal with. And Ricky came back through.
Great from Techie. That's going to bait out Techie. That's going to bait out Melo's res. And there goes the full res.
The Galactic Legend is coming through from a Median. And right now we're seeing the value of triple res. Picks came through from Sentinels, but it was
it's just overwhelming, isn't it? It's too many numbers to try and sustain through.
Right now, Sentinels.
But those cooldowns are burned. So Sentinels can take a big fight here. They burn all of those cooldowns. As in your
seen Warlock today with the res comp. It is
leaving stream.
We know Sentinels can do it too, so we'll see if that gets matched out. Doesn't need to be happening yet, as there's 79% here for Sentinels. They are going to start taking this space. You talk about the flyers of Amazing and Nectar both being able to
pop in that Supernova a bit. Oh my god, get exiled again, dude. Kraz is on them.
But both of them being able to get out here, provide that
sleep well, Carpet. Thank you for hanging out.
Ricky early, but that could be a res available, as we know.
I hope you have a good night's sleep.
As well, who, a lot of time we see that hit scan go on.
Oh, that's big from right. Here comes the res though. Oh,
coming back indeed,
but Rice still up though.
Unfortunately, they split up towards the point. Well, Kraz actually was the one to go down, so he'll have to come back. They do soul bomb. They come back out with a soul resurgence. Can they find those eliminations? Nectar goes down.
Really nice, really nice. Star-Lord can come back. They do have that. Here we go. Oh, and pops the ult as well. Oh no. Oh no, this res is going crazy, dude.
Holding it to 99. Ooh, trying to use that. I don't know if I agree with it that early, but maybe it was already transformed, so you just kind of, you have to use it at that point.
Oh, this is going to have to be res into res, I think, if you're going to try and deal with this. It's tough playing into this res comp, isn't it?
At least Nemesis on their side, we saw Scatter and Kraz kind of do some crazy combos. Maybe Crimzo and Techie have it in their banks as well. They do have.
Yeah, this might have to be a group. This might have to be a group with Techie over the top here.
For Melo and Ricky in a moment, as I believe those timers are coming up online.
Just gets that off Kraz, but it's kind of alone.
Potentially help a dive coming out, but with the soul bond, he's able to stay in there
gets Rai though.
And take down Rai. No way.
Yeah, that's good focus and great ultimate usage. We've seen Craig just pop off here on Hulk, which, it may be a little more, just more difficult to find value with that ultimate. It's a lot of.
They're looking for it. He's looking for the Groot ult. Oh, nice fade. Big fade from the cloak. And Melo's got another res. They do get him, but he's just going to res everybody back.
Yeah,
I think Nemesis have this.
Two characters that now
Nemesis have this. There's just too many numbers.
Going to have to come through from Sentinels if they want a chance to really win this. At least the people coming back from spawn, though. I mean, they have support ults, right? Kuroba has it, so he can't even teleport.
Oh, this res comp, dude.
Through, and they're just going to have to give it up and go next round.
Nemesis getting it done on a map that maybe they did not favor. Been working on it. Watch the tapes, and they take home point 1.
What a map! What a play there.
How do you adjust to deal with the res comp, huh?
That stuff, right, to swap over
to that,
19
and 3 on this Star-Lord.
We've seen this at EMEA as well. That's the sort of counter to
dude,
these
I think there needs to be a lot more prio on Star-Lord. Like, the Star-Lord has looked insane when we've seen it.
You lose value because, I mean, the whole point of Human Torch is to go in with a full combo, right? Use all of your cooldowns, slam dunk, kill one or KO one person. But the problem is, like, after you find one person, where's the other ones?
It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty smart from Nemesis, right? Because if you look at what how Sentinels are going to win the fights, right? It's going to be off the back of pickoffs from Rye Nectar or a big wombo combo from Prince on the group. But if you don't, if Adam has the res up, this big wombo combo, you blow everything, and then Adam just res everyone back
into it 23 seconds before,
and then you just take the fight afterwards.
Stunned Sentinels slowing it down currently, right?
Amadian's about to have their ult as well. Ricky's about to have theirs. So Nemesis definitely have the massive ult economy advantage here.
Here comes Amadian with the blasters, gets
oh,
early and just finds Kurova early on. Oh no, that's one of the crucial ultimates they needed. No greens there in time from Aramori. They're gonna have to copy at least one of the members of Team Nemesis, which is in this case a Mantis. So they just get the Soul Resurgence, arguably one of the worst, you know, Stratus ultimates in the game.
Oh, that's nice from Crims though.
The follow-up is there as well.
But look where Mello is.
They're able to take full advantage, but the res for Mello up top, right? They're all together as a unit, healing up. Also, Soul Bond available in just a moment.
And this is exactly what I just said, right? They've just blown their load.
Unfortunately, Kurova just shows up now.
That's big from Kurova, though. That's going to keep everyone in it.
Left side, trying to get that one shot, does not connect. Terror Cape as well on the backside, but the follow-up damage from Sentinels is unfortunately not there.
Oof.
Nectar trying to find more, but Amadian again, now in the Galactic Legend in the sky, not able to, or sorry, Sentinels not able to react to it as the greens not there in time to save anybody, and Team Nemesis fully
they're just getting fucking rolled.
That positioning on Mello's
Rye is like by themselves on point as well.
Dude,
Amadian on this Star-Lord is a menace in this game. Sentinels are struggling.
So just a great sweep goes to show you that Warlock is still no joke, nothing to be messed with, especially when this full res comp is on the table.
Yep, Nectar looking around knowing there's a Hulk back there, but the surround from Nemesis.
Dude, we might be looking at a full comeback here from Nemesis.
Earlier with the Psylocke and Captain America doing it yet again with Kraz on the back line. Supernova available from Nectar. Oh, just falls over.
I mean, I don't know what Nectar's doing, man. Nectar is like popping that ult undercover in the middle of everyone. Like literally in the middle of everybody. Yeah, this is big from Rye. Oh, this is big from Rye.
Rye closes it out. They did use on top of that.
Oof, they needed that. My God, they needed that badly.
Stagger as well, because unfortunately they already flipped the point.
Yeah, they're just going to wait this thing out now, buying as much time as possible. Is going to head right towards that window. Smart play there as the team's going to have to reset. Probably not going to try to get the pick there. Nice Nectar. It's going to give alt charge. A lot of the time you want to try to jump off.
This is going to have to be a mega fight from Sentinels to win this point out, honestly. Mello's going to have ult. Amadian's got ult. Dings has got ult. Ricky's got it. And they've only got Kurova and Techie. This is going to have to be a mega hold
Losing this map would be terrible.
of a lifetime. And there they go. Nice block.
They create a little bit of space. They walk in as well with their Soul Bond.
There's Kurova's.
Kurova's ultimate is Sentinels. They have to react quickly. If they react too slowly, the damage boost can kind of put you on the back foot. Dinks though in the back line. Still available with his Terror Cape. A little creates a lot of space
Kurova's
for
down.
Nemesis. I mean, no Stratus
There's too much. It's overwhelming. Like, there's too much.
Aramori, unfortunately, doesn't have ultimate just yet, so everybody else just gets mopped up.
They're gonna have to TP back in.
As
they have to accept the loss and TP back in right now.
Sentinels, they couldn't even react, and 90% on the board right now.
I don't think they've got time.
Getting staggered. He had Strangling Prison. I mean, Portal's going to come through from Nectar. Now it's desperation for Sentinels.
I don't think they got time.
My, oh my, has the tides turned. Nemesis in every single one of these fights.
It's a 2-2, guys. We're going all the fucking way.
Right now, as they can't even touch.
We're going all
I think also
the way.
The portal was coming through. And it got stunned by Hulk, I think, because he just like needed it across the map.
Oh my God!
Maybe somebody in chat will clip it.
Oh my God!
Afterwards, chat Jarvis.
We have got another 5-game banger.
Chat, apparently, we didn't see it in EMEA. It was stopped at the last second. But today,
Sentinels have been tested for the first time in Amadian. Oh my God! Incredible game from them. I feel like you just have to take out that res comp. Like, take it out as an option.
It was going to just not work out for them when they had the pocket, but they just made a full comp switch, which I think was the right play. Instead of beating their head into the wall,
it's so hard to play into it.
Get it done. So what a change, and it just worked ever since that switch. It was nonstop in their favor. So just
because part of the problem is like when you try and run into a res comp,
have a reverse sweep on their hands.
There's not a lot of comps that you can run in apart from matching.
sort of kind of being the mainstay, right?
That is going to out-sustain and out-duel this comp.
I did a unranked
any kind of big ultimate comp, you know, that relies on these big team fight winners, you know, like Groot is never going to work. If the Adam is ready for it, which they will be, of course, at this level. Flyers is tough to play into it because of the Mantis Adam. It's traditionally very just good into that in general. You try and play picks. I mean, I think the only way you can play it is you need to play pick comp and bait out the cooldowns.
You can, especially at low ranks, you can deal with
bait out the self-res and bait out the cooldowns, like step by step.
Able to not take as much damage because right now
but the question then becomes, how much do you lose in the meantime?
Is taking damage, right? People think, okay, I take damage, I get healed.
Especially in like a domination, how much percentage are you losing while you're baiting out these cooldowns and while you're burning? I don't know. I think the best thing to do is honestly just ban it out, take it off the table for them.
I don't know, Shiv, do you think it's finally time to stop banning Emma Frost first, or are we still going with that?
I'm curious if this is the time, but we do see Sentinels instantaneously both sides. Bye-bye Emma, as is tradition here. But yeah, I think we need to see a shake-up. I do like that counter. It's like if they're going to run Torch, we're going to run Res, and we'll make those picks
spicy map to finish as well.
Unique strategy and thought process there as we're heading
spicy
over
convergence map to finish.
Actually, excuse me, convergence map here. I thought it was going to be another domination. That was incorrect.
Okay, do you know what? I would like to see Sentinels just let them roll with this Torch, and res comp is not the best on this map though.
That they do. I mean, yeah, after that,
it's pretty tough because the thing is, it's not nearly as enclosed, so it's hard to get multi-reses off because it's like stretched out over a convoy. So there's a lot of like long length.
Yeah, it might have to go back in order, but either way.
So like res is difficult on this map, to be fair. They're gonna go back to the Loki prior.
Went towards the Wolverine. They thought against it just because of how strong.
They're gonna try and mirror, and I guess maybe an Ultron ban out here to make sure that they can't do that.
Mantis ban potentially here because we have
Ultron ban. There we go.
Human Torch. Okay, it's gonna be an Ultron protect.
Do you do an Adam?
So I'm curious to see if Sentinels want to play triple, right? Because that is available. That's something they can do. Make that Human Torch a lot more.
It's tough, man. I don't know what you do in this sitch.
Loki ban came through from Sentinels as
maybe
well as alongside
Adam ban.
Make sure the Human Torch is not as dangerous.
Just take it off the table, man.
Nemesis kind of proved they can
Star-Lord even
the Human Torch if need be.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind the Star-Lord
here, as we did see success there for Sentinels on another one of those push maps.
Okay, Mantis. Oh, I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
We see Techie obviously consistently getting that Magneto and finding a ton of value. I'm surprised maybe, you know, some teams have elected to get rid of Magneto prior to Emma and finding value that way, but they want to keep that around. We see Nectar now going to be on, at least so far, the Hela, and that is a different change here that's what they've been running the last few matches.
Man, hold Jalia. I think that's.
I'm not gonna look at anything until we get into the game.
That you know,
hold up to Jalia for the last. Kraz doing this, doing the dirty penny tech.
SJP dying to Kraz across the map. Got the lineup.
Yeah, this is the thing. So just a reminder, if you take damage from this lineup and you don't get KO'd, just make sure you stand near a strategist and do not let them heal you up just yet. Wait till the map starts. Wait for that 15 seconds.
That's because it will give them all charge.
Try to turn that around on them by playing smart, but there is
because here's the thing, that might get a pick later on.
That many lined
and that will get a pick later on if they don't spot it out.
Rather than just getting cleaned up by that lineup.
And I'm sure that there's like 3 nerds looking out there like, why are you showing that? I can't believe you would show my kid in tech when like everybody does it. It's like literally
all right, here we go, guys.
Mother does it at this point.
Let's
like,
get into it.
Know my mom will log on the game and do it and get a free elimination. It's that easy. But regardless, Team Nemesis gonna lock on that Star-Lord, which is interesting, alongside Mello on the Human Torch. It's just to have the opportunity, I suppose, to flex back over to the triple res. Meanwhile, Sentinels, they did like Crimson on that Captain America. That's why they protected it. And Nectar, like you mentioned, Shiv, gonna have him on that Hela. But Mello, I mean, he's gonna be so hard to hit, and he also has the snowflake as well. But Kraz out of Hulk form, didn't see in the kill feed, but did go down, or a KO feed. Is Kraz gonna fall? Everybody has to reset
Crims
now
is just outputting so much pressure on this cap.
Typically, when you see Star-Lord, it's either you're running res or you're running that Magneto bubble comp, and your job is to just
the reload timing
cool down as fast as possible. So that's what we're seeing here. But
nice.
Sentinels cleaning up everyone.
Nice from Sentinels.
Slowly but surely, great positioning.
Yeah, Crims back on this cap, I think, is the play, right?
I wonder if we'll see any changes. Probably not yet, as no ults have been launched.
And Kraz switches onto that.
Make that switch immediately over to Hela.
Switches onto that cap to try and match. So pretty much we're mirror matching, basically. This is exact mirrors.
Nectar play too much Hella so
this all comes down to execution right now. We are in the mirror matches.
You know, in old Sentinels gameplay, they would ban Hella first. So nowadays, Hella's still strong with flyers.
This is going to come down to execution and ult economy.
Counterplay, just by, you know,
and right now, Sentinels are ahead in the ult economy. Aaron Korova not too far away. Techie not too far away.
Gonna come in late to maybe find this rotate as Sentinels get collapsed upon. Team Nemesis sort of rotating all the way
around. A bit of a tough spot.
Angle by Maiden and Main being so annoying. Just looking for that Hell on the backside as Maiden actually loses a shot.
Oh, so low.
Pack, so he's slowed down. Meanwhile, for Sentinels, they're sort of hard control on this point. 2 minutes is already off the clock. They have to cap the
Another guy's Nectar. That's big.
From Crimzo, forcing out Dinks and his ult, but Melo's already able to find one. I mean, unfortunately, Nectar losing out on the high ground.
And there we go. We start to get the ults coming out. Look at the backwards and forwards. There's the invis. Oh, nice, nice mag bubble.
On the opposite side, able to find Aramori. So through these ultimate Sentinels, unfortunately,
this is a good angle from Ryder.
To find something out of this supernova, but it's met by Scatter in his Meteor M to counter it. So the point.
Nemesis are going to take.
Nemesis, no Doctor Strange portals either. Amadian kind of zoning out with the Goddess of Death. They're going to wait it out. Maybe have somebody touch last second. It's going to be Crimzo
there we go.
to be there on Sentinel's side to delay a little bit longer. Shield comes out to save.
They're going to try and contest. Here goes Nectar.
Nectar in the high ground.
Gets Dinks though.
On the back, Dink goes down also into the invisible boundary. Nice support job there from Aramori and into the sky.
What is that fucking movement from Melo? Jesus Christ.
The ground is that body.
Dude, these invis shields are so clutch. Dude, these invis shields are absolutely ridiculous.
Good patience by Aramori. A lot of the time when you come in as a strat and you see your team almost
damn, they held. That is incredibly like, man, I'd be shitting myself.
And then popping that boundary, allow the team to stay
cool under pressure.
As they have found Kraz over on the right angle, trying to, you know, play off the backside, is going to be found out there and run after by Crimzo, who does almost have that ultimate Sentinels. It's the final.
Oh, right. Oh, you got greedy.
But Melo, that early pick on a ride.
Oh, you got greedy.
For Melo, who now is giving their team a slight advantage in this next fight, which could be their final fight to take this first point.
Yeah, what a read by Melo now coming in. Over the top.
There's the cap hold to delay. Give right time to get back in.
To accept that opening pickoff that they got. Crimzo kind of
oh, they forced the invis ult.
Here comes Ricky
off point. That's big.
Pulled back in as well on Crimzo. So huge support job from Ricky, but unfortunately not able to find the elimination. Now on the point side,
Melo's just playing as such an annoying angle.
Upon by Korova with the dance floor as Dinks pops his own. 1-to-1 Scatter in the sky with the Meteor M.
Scatter doesn't get it, but Amadian does.
Amazing trying to counter it on the backside. Unfortunately, cannot do it. Goddess of Death in the sky as well. So much damage downrange now. Meteor M to counter the Goddess of Death.
These bubbles are fantastic. Dude, Scatter is playing lights out.
Putting an absolute carry job online as Nemesis.
Yeah, Scatter is playing lights out. Yeah, Scatter with these bubbles is like he's reading Techie like so well.
Are going to try to use this momentum to take the W and win this series against Sentinels. Will they keep this going?
2 minutes left. Melo pops supernova onto the
that's bad. He gets Rye. Oh, he just claps him in the face. That's really bad. That's really bad. Oh, Melo is smurfing, dude.
So is the rest of his team. Crimzo as well. I mean, wait, Kraz
we might be looking at a reverse sweep, guys. Like, we might be looking at a Sentinels reverse sweep for real.
Finding staggers is one to Aramori. Oh no, the streak phase. We talked about it earlier, Ship, how brutal it's been for a lot of professional teams.
Dude, Nemesis have got the momentum, man. They look really good.
He's going to be here with the bubble as well, but so much damage, so many people looking towards him. Eventually, he'll fall.
Oh, Crims goes down anyway.
Techie's going to fall, so now missing both Vanguards. They're trying to sustain in the Stratus Ultimates, but once they're over, I worry for Sentinels in the street's face.
Yeah, this is a very,
very shit. This looks real fucking bad for Sentinels. This is a pretty this is a pretty heartbreaking loss, I think, if you're about to get reverse sweeped. Sentinels are choking pretty hard, I think.
A little bit too late, unfortunately, and they just kind of walked through him at that point. It was just a matter of when that boundary fell, the team would fall after, and Sentinels got to get their feet under them here as they have 2 ults compared to Nemesis 1 on this next fight.
2 minutes left. far rotate coming in from Sentinels. I mean, that's all the way around the map. They do have Crimzo to stall, and that's the rotate they made. I mean, it's such a clean rotate from them. That's what Sentinels is so good at, making those unconventional long rotations around the map. Scatter got picked off.
Now we're talking. There we go. Right gets a pick on Crazy Mac. No.
Beautiful right now. Absolutely clinical from Sentinel's side. As the
yeah, there we go. That's a lot better.
1 minute and 50 seconds
That's a lot
left.
better.
Now Nemesis have to regroup.
Really nice rotation.
There by Sentinels. I think it kind of got their confidence back, looked more aggressive, didn't have to burn too much. Going to even out in ults here. Amazing, very close as well to getting that supernova. We're going to check out this next fight, but it is more difficult, like I said, for Flyers with Hella on the field. But out of everyone in the sky, Johnny is the one that can avoid that hit scan the most. A ton of escapability and just that natural juke. We had the conversation about using that
Cap just poking away.
It does make you very difficult to land.
There we go. Double supernovas on either side.
In weird positions, just a really good movement technique. And here we go in the sky.
There's no way you're gonna fucking get that techie. I mean, why are you even trying that?
That's crazy. Good fight there as they continue.
I mean, that's just a fucking throw from techie, isn't it?
Another pick up for Nemesis on the attack, and they're gonna continue.
Motherfucking odds that you're gonna hit that guy in the sky. Right getting aggro.
Yeah, it seems to be enough right now.
Oh, this is big from Right on the supports. That's huge.
Again, just a little bit late on the backside with the ultimate, but they're able to find Korova. Everybody else here towards the point, Goddess of Death as well, is enough to send back Sentinels back towards the spawn.
Damn, they actually win the fight anyway.
Just a slight bit late is going to be enough for them to push forward and act like they won that fight prior to any of those issues. So well.
Damn, I can't believe they won that fight anyway. That's ridiculous.
And popped off on Cap, said on your left, and just walked through the enemy team as they go into final fight territory. We do have this Goddess of Death up for Nectar. We do have Armory ready with
got 20 seconds. This is going to be the last fight here.
Let's see who gets this done.
Nectar needs a big ult.
Kind
of getting rolled though.
The Nectar again, just looking for those shots like you mentioned. Goddess of Death, a lot of body shots in.
There it is.
Unfortunately, not going to find the elimination, but here he comes into the sky, met by the Meteor M from Scatter, and they delete an out of the hell.
Just fucking immediately removed.
Not able to find the elimination. Boundary towards the cart, but they've already lost Armory.
Oh, they're doing it. They've just got. They've gone all the way, dude.
All for naught as she goes down. Nemesis.
Oh my god, dude. Nemesis are playing fucking lights out.
But what a play from Team Nemesis, able to walk in with their ultimates.
Nemesis are playing fucking lights out.
Against Sentinels.
And they just kind of
oh, we are getting the reverse sweep, guys. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? The momentum is in their favor, man. Like, it's happening. It's happening.
It just kept falling down, forcing out ultimates while the
Sentinels need to get their shit together on this defense.
More and more value in every fight as Nemesis shoves through all three.
Crazy Man is just like bullying the fuck out of this backline.
Yeah, but
I mean, they're stuck. They're so stuck, those Sentinels. They feel like they have to mirror match. Like, they feel like they have to, but they're just getting outplayed. Look at Mello, 23-3, Amadian 18-3. They're just getting outdone in every corner of this. I mean, this is like a pretty big upset, to be honest. Like, Nemesis are really good, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, Sentinels have been pretty widely considered the best, one of the best, if not the best team, so for a while. So this would be a fairly unexpected result.
They are looking up. I'm sure they're feeling confident. I'm sure the comms are getting a little bit hesitant as they're shaking a little bit, chasing their way to try to get the top seed and get ever closer to that 70K from the first start. So here we go with a nice off angle here from Amazing.
I mean, any of you guys that play Rivals, you know this is a momentum-based game, man.
Of the strats as Cap plays that assault from the left
and right now is all Nemesis.
With our first fight, we do have Magneto holding that positioning forward there for the side of Techie. Techie, obviously a very mean Magneto, gets a ton of value with that left click. Ultimates are gaining.
Rai's going to try and take on Amadian. Gets a kill. That's really nice from Rai. We saw that happening as he snuck round.
Vanguard for a duelist. Which do you find more value with? I do not know.
That's really nice. Rai just giving him a little bit of breathing room.
This upcoming fight. 3 minutes left now. Team Nemesis still sitting pretty good. I mean, Sentinels trying to set up their rotations, trying to set up their flanks. Right, Amazing in the main side. Now, Mello's understanding where he is, still sitting above the point. Right, just kind of chucking those fireballs. But right at the moment, right, Nemesis just kind of playing back on their side, comfortable to sort of force away the side of Sentinels, and they're doing so again, just walking up, creating a little bit of space.
This is all good.
For both
this is all good for Nemesis.
Alongside Invisible Boundary, but Ricky's a little bit later with his armor. He has theirs early because they took so much Vanguard damage early on without going down. Here comes Amadian over the top side, trying to find an elimination onto his squishy, but has to crow away. Understand Crimzo is there, Shots again coming from Nectar. It's tough to hit that human torch in this guy. I mean, he's just so evasive. Now they come in.
Oh, Rye gets kill on Amazing. That's big. That's really big.
The one shot, and unfortunately, the Stratus ultimate's a little bit too late. Rye still in here. Also has the super.
Oh, Scatter gets Kurova though.
Shuts down Kurova. Invisible boundary. I mean, that can't save you, Kurova. Unfortunately, needed a bit of a shield.
They do have a lot of ults, but
now Nemesis, they back up. They also have portals from Median coming through, so they'll have man
advantage. And a counter dunk from Techie. That's big. Both supernovas.
The teleporter advantage. The Goddess of Death in this guy's trying to get some value, but it's blocked by the Doctor Strange. Right, amazing able to find Tricky.
Huge from Nectar. Huge from Nectar with that last one. Oh, Nectar just saving their ass.
Yeah, no, that was
dude, Nectar just saved their dick.
We'll see if the strange portal comes in, but I don't think
welcome back, Carpet. You come back a crazy time. This is an insane series. It is like last-ditch effort.
Point two, being very defensible like we discussed. This needs to be a fast push. If they want enough time to push through point
we got to lock in here, chat.
Sweeps in ladder. You understand that sometimes you sweep through, the enemy figures something out, and they do it right back. This could be the case. What a game we have on our hands as Nemesis wants to showcase they are a top team, and Sentinels wants to show that they are going to remain a top team as we go into our final few minutes of this match.
Ryan trying
3 minutes 20 on the clock.
That Captain America
Mellow and Ryan just trading out.
Over the top side.
Poking and prodding.
Takes that 1v1, so both of these Captain Americas dealing with each other on the outside, but nobody really creating too much space.
Oh, Crims gets a really nice pick though.
He's dove already early onto Ricky, though they trade back.
That's a big pick.
I mean, they've lost Scatter as well, so right now Nemesis is just getting dismantled.
Oh, right, that's ballsy.
The Goddess of Death, and it's actually from a pretty good distance.
And maybe he gets a nice double.
So they trade it back, and unfortunately, the advantage Sentinels have created, it seems like they lose immediately.
They're still in it, though.
That was a surprising fight. I didn't expect it to turn out like that. It kind of seemed a little back and forth. Still going to be kind of held at this point as Nemesis is owning the height.
The bands are pretty much the same.
Flyers around this cover.
Ultrons, Emmas.
The height that you can take, so it works well for something like Torch. There is that natural touching point up there.
Pretty much what we saw across. Kraz with a good pick.
Crazeman going to find Kurova early. Mello going to win that 1v1 with the help of the bubble and the invis pocket.
Yeah, now this is a route
to win that when he had that kind of cover. Cray's gonna take out Nectar, and Techie goes down too.
Dude, Rye is just, I mean, he's getting diffed. Mello is smurfing.
And this is what we talked about on Araco, that went wrong for Nemesis, right? They were losing
Ricky, let's not forget about Ricky here. Ricky on this invis is doing such a good job.
I mean, they need
of like making sure that Mello can win these 1v1s. The shields are like on fucking point.
Especially without that Doctor Strange portal to block the spawns, it's going to be difficult for Sentinels to
every time Crims wants to go, Mello is in his face.
Kraz has to commit the Freedom Charge early. Does get counter engaged as well, but a Supernova and the dance floor committed by Sentinels, but it's met with a Meteor M. Will it find anybody? It's blocked.
Tried for the deflect.
The Vanguards. It was blocked by the Captain America and the Magneto. Now, Amazing and crew.
But 1 minute 30 on the clock, man. They're just wailing down the time Nemesis here.
From the side of
and here they go.
Supernova here. Meteor M to counter it on top of the invisible boundary.
Rye does get Madian. That's a big pick.
Takes down a Madian. Oh no, on the flank. Good job.
But it's 1 for 1. Nectar goes down as well. Rye's just getting absolutely nailed, dude. Oh, Mello is just like winning this 1v1 all over the place.
1 minute and a dream here for Nemesis, trying to show
Sentinels look broken. Sentinels look completely broken, man.
Had a ton of success in the past, and now are just trying to prove to everyone that they can take a tournament like this home. As Mello popping off, and the
I don't know, man. Nectar, Nectar feels like they've just had. I mean, what is he doing?
50 seconds on the clock.
Like Nectar feels like they've just had such a bad series.
As well, they've walked back into his shots many a times. Right now, Nectar has to walk right back from spawn. Amazing, taking so many pot shots from 80, and that's why we see this guy as one of the best tele players in the game. Pops the ultimate early into the backside of Sentinels, who just have to evacuate the location.
Rye gets a pick.
Go down as well as wait.
Dude, this is all Nemesis all day. This is going to have to be the most unreal fight of Sentinels' lives to play this out.
15 seconds left to go. Sentinels.
Because right now they're getting diffed on every single front.
Have ultimate ready to go. Median just do his. They have nothing on the defensive side. Scatter did just build up the Meteor M though to counter Nectar's ultimate potentially, or Rye with the supernova.
Here we go, chat. OT.
The Vanguards right now.
Here we go.
Just kind of securing this objective, just kind of playing around the payload currently. Here comes Kraz on the backside. You at least make sure they're pressured out, but Nectar's there to match him. Walks up forward. Do they want to go for this ultimate early? No, they can commit the dance forward to Crimso's.
Oh, Median just fucking gifts Nectar. He doesn't even get the ult off.
Huge ultimate in this fight removed. After that happened, Meteor M comes through, but the bubble's there. Also, the Captain America Freedom Charge.
Nah, this is over, chat. This is over. Nemesis have fucking reverse swept them.
Able to do whatever he wants. Overtime ticks down.
Dude, Nemesis have reverse swept them. I cannot believe it.
This is the Meteor M, unfortunately, also has to deal with so many fire tornadoes. The invisible boundary keeps him healthy for now. Both teams, I'm sure, are panicking at the current moment, as in last fight territory, no more ults are.
Oh, Ryan needs to go crazy there.
But on the backside, Nectar only finds one. Gets the Resonant Armori, who just went down, so that's a huge pick from him alongside that Resurrect. But oh no!
No one's touching. Oh, they fucking did it. I cannot believe that they did it. Dude, Nemesis reverse swept Sentinels. Let that just sink in for a minute. Nemesis just reverse swept Sentinels. Holy shit.
And I cannot wait to talk to them about these changes that they made in the conversation. What a
that is a massive upset
by the entirety of the team. But you gotta show some love there to the Torch with the
Mello just fucking diffed. Like Mello diffed Rice so fucking hard.
Such an improved
So
player,
fucking hard.
Done such an amazing job on that Human Torch throughout the series. And just
like,
in general,
look at that.
in the Ignite series, I think
Insanity. Nectar's had a mare of a day. Not to call anyone out, it's not just him. It's not just Nectar, but they've had a fucking mare of a day.
He can kind of flex over to the Ultron or the Human Torch, but
dude, I swear I came into this and I was convinced it was a straight Sentinels 3-0. No one has even come close to them in the entire tournament.
Right now, I mean, well-deserved.
A Nemesis come in, 2-0 down, and reverse sweep.
Yeah,
I'm fucking speechless, man. That is crazy work from Nemesis.
Had a very strong Hela play, and it's finally coming into fruition here. We haven't seen a lot of it in this tournament in general. Hela kind of taking a back seat, but when you
huge props to Nemesis for doing that. The mental fortitude you have to come back against a team like this is insane. I mean, I think you guys will have realized I wanted Sentinels to win. I really like Sentinels as a team for sure. But man, I just love a good series of rivals, and shit did this deliver.
So good currently on Nemesis, that for sure can't be understated. I mean,
what more can you ask for, right?
Or,
crazy ass reverse sweep.